Hi creative friends, this is Rhea and thank you so much for being here. So I allowed everything to dry and I was looking at it before I turned the camera on, and you know what, you guys, like, even though it's so like just rudimentary hodgepodge whatever, I am really liking it. And the reason why I can tell you is because it's interesting. I started off with a cross composition, and I'm not going to go over everything I said because I went into detail about why it was interesting, the way I divided the space, etc. But because I started off with that very strong cross composition in a way that was pleasing to my eye, everything I do on top of this is just going to be like added, like icing on the cake, because the foundation is really strong. And even though, like, see, like over here the shoulders are too high, because when I made the circle, you know, I made a circle and then the shoulders were like over here, and then I turned that circle into an oval, so now the shoulders are too high. It is okay because I can still replicate that line. So I can just say, oh well, you know, because now the face is kind of like over here, I can kind of follow that line. Like, I just follow it. See, I'm not doing anything different. I'm just following that same line. I'm just moving it down. And actually that might even be too high. I might need to move it down a little bit more. But my point is, I am just following the line, and I could keep the bottom line the same, or I could move the bottom line down as well. It doesn't really matter right now. So I'm just gonna like say, okay, well, maybe the shoulders are gonna go over here. And so I'm just following that line. So nothing major is going on. And I think when I was doing a still life series like some months ago, I talked about how you work large to small. So like, you don't worry about, oh, the details of the face and the hair and all this other stuff. That none of that is like pertinent at this point. At this point, you just want to work with like the large shapes. And then as you go on, you make it smaller and smaller. So now, you know, I made the triangle here for the dress, but, you know, I think I might want to like modify all of that, because like I'm gonna kind of go like that and like that. Like, this might be too much for the shoulder here. Like, it might extend too far, but whatever, that's not a big deal. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to play around with just finding some collage that I want to add. This is going to be a sun or a moon. I'm not sure 100% yet, so I'm just looking through my collage stash and just trying to see, like, hey, you know, do I find anything interesting here that I want to add? Like, I want it to be a little bit different from the writing of the collage that's on the face. So I'm just picking some of my own homemade collage. This is a map from a museum, and I just soaked it in tea. So, like, ooh, let me see. Now, I do think I want this to go over here. So I'm just gonna kind of guesstimate like a shape, you know. And let me see, where are my scissors? Okay, so I'm kind of liking that, and actually the way that is, that could be a sun or a moon, so that's kind of interesting. So there we go. I'm not gonna put it down right now. Like, I'm not gonna stick it with my glue, because I want to see, like, if the other pieces of the collage, like how they kind of all gel together. So let me see. No, that's not really, you know what I might do, you guys? I might like tear this in half here. And because this shoulder over here is a little bit too long, it's extending too far out. So I think I want to kind of go like that. says I'm not really feeling that. I'm feeling like I need something with a little bit more color here. And if I could find my handmade paper, which I have no idea where it is at this moment. Okay, you guys, you know what I'm gonna do is I think I am going to put in Prussian blue for the background here, and that's just gonna give me a little bit of kind of like it's gonna give me another shape, you know, like it's gonna like see, like it's gonna kind of, so I'm gonna like follow the lines here. So this was my cross, so I'm just like painting in the shapes, and even if I don't keep it, it's okay. At least I'm getting it down so I can kind of think. I don't know if you guys have that problem, you guys, but sometimes I need to like and it's exactly what I was talking about in my last video, where I mentioned, you know, how Connie can have a busy background and a busy foreground and I can't. So yeah, it does kind of scramble up my brain a little bit, a lot. Not a little bit. So because I'm gonna put this over top, I can just kind of like, you know, I can just put the Prussian blue all over there. So one of the things about using a cheap line composition notebook, you guys, is that the paints don't sink into the page. They sit on top of the paper because it's not like really high quality absorbent paper with the fibers, where the fibers can absorb the paint and then it sinks into the paint. Like if you get like really expensive watercolor paper, your paints are going to sink into the page, which gives it a different effect. So because this is so cheap, the paints, they kind of like sit on top of the page. And I took a class a long time ago, many years ago, with Amanda Grace, and I've tried to find like her information, like her Instagram and stuff, and I can't seem to find it. But I took a class with her. It was called Raw E, so RAW and then in brackets E, and I loved her work. And one of the things that she said is she loves using cheap line composition notebook paper because the paints sit on top of the page and it gives you a sense of immediacy. So it's like it's floating on top of the page. It's very difficult for me to explain it, and I don't know if the camera can really pick up on those nuances, but yeah, I love working on cheap line composition notebook paper for so many reasons. So because I can't find my cheap, I'm sorry, not my cheap, my handmade paper, like the fancy one that I wanted to put over here for the, like the shoulders and the dress part, I might have to improvise here and use some other kind of paper. I just didn't like the paper I had. It just wasn't working. I needed something a little bit more kind of bold. Oh, you know what? I might have found something here. I don't know. See, no, that's gonna clash because there's dots on there. So, let's see here. Now the good thing is that has blue and it's gonna pick up on this blue over here, but I don't know, you guys. I'm not feeling what I have, and when I don't know what to do, I just usually don't do anything. But I feel like I want to put like something down here, and I don't know what. So let me see. So blue, I think I might go with orange, you guys, because blue and orange is like one of my all-time favorite combinations. It's like a complementary color combo, and it just zings, and I love it. So I think I might do that. Now I do have this orange, and then I also have like an orangey red. So I don't know if I want like such an orange, like this is like fluorescent orange. So I might mix it with this kind of like reddish orange here. Ooh, yeah, that's yummy. Okay, it leans more red, but that's okay. Let's see here. And so everything is still looking very loosey-goosey. It's looking like, oh my God, like what is even going on? It's messy. It's, you know, whatever, but it's also juicy. You know, it's very juicy. And I like juicy. Juicy to me is like flowing. It's got lots of energy. It's, you know, it's not like all tight. It's more unrestrained, like wild. But you know, it's not, it's wild, but it's also like pleasing, you know. It's not like wild just for the sake of being wild with no rhyme or reason. It's very like it pulls me in, it attracts me, it keeps me interested, I guess. Ooh, now I'm really liking this like chalk paint. So you know what, you guys, I think it's important to kind of point this out and note it. So I was looking for my handmade paper. So it's like this handmade paper right here, which is like a peachy color with gold, really beautiful. I was looking for that paper because I kind of had that kind of in my mind and I couldn't find it. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere. But anyways, so I decided to go with this, and then I'm adding this chalk paint. And I gotta say that I actually think this is a much better choice. So sometimes like things happen, you know, and I try to look at it like, oh, you know, it was like kind of like synchronicity, kind of, you know, like it's supposed to be this way, that I'm supposed to kind of, because I'm really liking this, like, you know, the chalk paint over here, because it I think it really plays off on the cream over here of this little piece, and it's just very interesting to me. I can see the lines in the background there for my stabilo. So yeah, I think that the fact that I didn't find it is actually really good. Now this might be a little too red and I might need to get some orangey orange here going, but that's okay for right now. So I'm gonna let this dry, you guys, and then I will come back. I don't know what to do with this background little piece here, but I'm just gonna leave it for right now. And you know, maybe I'm gonna write in my studio log. I'm just gonna get some perspective, but I'm really liking that over there. And I don't know how I'm gonna turn it, but you know, I like that over there. And anyways, you guys, if you've watched all the way to the end, thank you so much. I'm really loving where this is going, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.